Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, though? Yeah.
Well, I think I get it. I think I get
Dip
it.
our toes in, Alex. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Some people dip, and
All
we're just
right.
going to dive in. We're going to dive right in, little cannonball action, and we're on. And we're on. We're doing it.
We're doing
What do
it.
we
Hey,
think?
brother.
What do we
Hey.
think, Alex? If I'm being a little bit more softer spoken here, it's because Lisa's rocking some voice lessons downstairs. So I am I'm cubbied up. We're not on our usual recording day, so I've got to be a little bit more tame. Well,
Yeah.
I can be less tame, but I just have to be aware that there's going to be like a 10-year-old downstairs just hearing me yelling and ranting and raving. So,
Jake, I
it's just
think what
something to
we
think
need,
about.
I think we need you off the leash, but vocally on the leash. Do you know what I mean? So vocally, so the volume is down. We want you off the leash. We want you walking around a little bit. You know what I mean? If you're an animal in the zoo, you're kind of walking around a little bit, right? You're not in the cage. You're not in the cage. You're walking around a little bit.
Maybe I'm the petting zoo, and maybe people are coming around. I'm engaging. Yep. I'm around. I'm being, I'm doing the thing. I don't know. Now,
Jake, can I say?
Go ahead.
Can I say something? Your instincts there. I in my metaphor, I took you out of the cage, right? I took you out of the cage. I gave you a little bit of freedom,
right?
You went right
put myself right back in there, didn't I?
Back in there.
Uh-oh.
You put yourself back in there.
What does that say about me? What does that say about me? Do you think? Do we think?
We won't psychoanalyze. You won't go too deep too soon. Maybe at the end of the pod we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
No one puts baby in a corner. in a petting zoo. No one puts baby in a petting zoo.
Oh man.
But this is a good segue, I will say, to I mean, these are gonna be these are gonna get fast and loose, Alex. We're really out of the football, you know what I mean? Officially, we're out of it. We're out of the ecosystem. And now it's really just stream of consciousness, and we're really going to just start hitting a couple. I think we'll still do some basketball back end. You know what I mean? We got some March Madness, we got some NBA stuff, but yeah, I mean, I will say I did want to bring this up with the kiddos downstairs doing the voice lessons. It is a perfect segue. I mentioned this a little bit last pod, but Lisa is in full swing, and this is a weekly appreciation of my wife. I love her very dearly. Full swing Girl Scout cookie season, which I already mentioned. I brought that up. We're hammering it. It's really tough for my January goals and my New Year's resolutions. This is really testing some things. But the development over this week versus the last pod has been Lisa is not just getting these cookies for her and I. She is now getting these cookies for other people in the friend group, for neighbors. She's full Girl Scout cookie broker. Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Is she skimming some off the top here a little bit? Is she?
She should. She absolutely should. Yeah.
Is this for the nieces? Is this for the nieces maybe? Or
who's that? Well, no, some of the students that she has will then sell her the cookies. Oh, so she's around the kiddos. And then they sell the cookies, and then we've got friends in our friend group who are like, we've got Girl Scouts, and they're like, holy shit, I know no children, I want in. And so then Lisa's then the broker. Lisa's it's a slippery slope.
Couple things. Now that was a really tough sentence. I know no kids, so I'm in. That's a tough sentence. Standalone. Then the second thing here would be, what's the zip code? What's her territory that she's she's marked on? Because it sounds like she's got a territory. And does she need some elbow grease from you in the back end? Like, you know what I mean? If nobody pays,
camping, she's camping in the front of Whole Foods, and that's her territory at the moment. She really, she's right in there in the thick of it. Now
Whole Foods is a good idea because it's healthy. And so this is a not so healthy cookie, right? And so you're not going to have that stuff in this there. Is a real, actually, maybe a Sprouts, maybe get in front of a Sprouts even, or
or
like Whole Foods is top notch. Good idea. Good
Yeah, who
idea by her to
knows?
get in
Who
front of one
knows?
of
Just a
those.
moment of weakness from the people going in or out, you know? Who
Mm-hmm.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been hammering some Girl Scout cookies. It's been a fun time. It's been a fun
Are
time.
you sneaking those into movie theaters at all? Are you sneaking
Uh,
those into shows maybe that you're going to? Are you going to shows? Are you
well, I
sneaking these
mentioned it
cookies in?
a little bit on the
Yeah.
last pod when we watched the last Lord of the Rings. We
Ah.
did. I was ripping tea. I was brewing up tea. I was boiling water with our instant boiler pot, but I was hitting the button. I was hitting the button really hard and
Oh.
getting the water going, and then no, but tea and Girl Scout cookies. There's one of them. Oh, here we go. These ones very underrated. It's the
What are those called?
trefoils. Am I truffles? Oh my god, I can't. That is a bad look about my end. The truffles, but it's spelled. That's funny. But they're very good with a tea. You can see they're kind of biscuity. They're kind
Yeah,
of
it's
like
like
a
a
biscuit.
shortbread. Yeah.
Exactly. Iconic shortbread cookie inspired by the original Girl Scout recipe. So this one with the tea really hits. Really, really
Oh, I
hits.
bet.
So I'll probably hit that later. Who knows? Who knows? But it's tricky though. It's tricky because Lisa's got all these bags with these boxes of cookies, and I'm like, "Can I eat these?" He's like, "No, that's for Nick," or "No, that's for
Oh.
like other friends." And I'm like, "Oh my god!"
It kind of feels like, Jake, you're an animal in a cage. And
right,
and there's all
right,
these treats around
huh?
you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
have to pay in order to get those treats. You know what I mean? And
that's
it
yeah.
feels like if somebody were come in there, even give
Just
you
give
a
me a
pat right
pat.
on the head.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's up, brother? What else? Anything wacky, wild this week? Did you get into anything? Did you watch the NBA All-Star game? What'd you do?
Oh, yeah. I think we can talk about that when I did watch some of it. All-Star Weekend is not a huge draw for me. I just kind of threw
No.
it on in the background. It's fine. I did, you're coming, back to the East Coast here. And so I did this weekend help with doing some of the prep for it. So
Very grateful. I owe you dinner. I owe you dinner at the very
would love it. Would love it.
yeah.
Maybe a Girl Scout cookie. Maybe I get on the list. I don't know.
That's
I
true.
don't know. No,
We
you're
are
brokering, her brokering, right?
I
Maybe,
know. And I'm
set up a chain.
you're gonna get that stepped on shit if it gets this far down the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna get the shake. You're gonna get the cookie crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm too
It'll be
I'm too
open and
far
you'll be like, I had to
removed.
make sure they were good. You'll have a
Yeah.
couple.
Lisa is packing some cookies for the drive, for the cross country drive. And that'll make the first day. Tops.
Yeah, it's coming up. So you'll be moving here coming up. And so the apartment is right on sort of like a main street. And so we were kind of, Dad, Dar, and I were getting some of the stuff all ready for it. And I brought this up because I thought it was just a funny scene where I'm getting rid of this old microwave. And so I'm walking it out to the dumpster. And again, it's on a main street. It's right by a major street light. And it's really cool. You get to watch people walk by in our small, town here. And I'm carrying this microwave to the dumpster down a now row of traffic that has stopped because the light is right there. And so I'm just walking straight ahead, trying not to make eye contact with people as they're like, is he carrying a microwave down the middle of the street? What's he doing? And then I just hear a beep beep, a quick honk honk, and I hear, hey, sailor. And it's none other than AJ, our dear friend.
Yeah, that's funny.
Childhood old friend and one of our best friends. And he's like, hey, sailor. And I just, that probably is a great encapsulation of small town USA right there. Just carrying a microwave down Main Street and you just run into a buddy,
Yeah. You don't get that in LA. I would have stepped over a homeless person and then put it in the dumpster. Probably in a similar situation is the equivalent. The equivalent.
And then apologize to Carl, the homeless guy that intimately. Yeah, I think that's LA.
Oh yeah. Great guy though.
Yeah.
Great guy though. I've been doing a lot of the going away get-togethers. So
how's it going?
good. It's man, it's bitter. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Yeah. Okay. It's like fun to see everybody and like have a good excuse to get together with people. But at the same time, everyone's always kind of like, so this is it, like,
Yeah.
and so I'm having a lot of these meetings of like, all right, well, we're gonna miss you. And on what was that? Friday night. I ended up with some old coworkers. We got together and we went to go see the Book of Mormon, the play. Have you seen this?
Oh, yes.
Do you know what this is?
Oh, come on, Jake. I know what it is, and it's been one of those things that has always eluded me. I know it's an incredible show. How was it? I know it was written by the guys from South Park. I know it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it.
It's basically like a South Park episode on stage is pretty much what it is. And it was me and two other guys. The one guy, like, he watched the Mormon South Park episode when he was younger with his friends. And it was this like, pivotal moment. They quoted it all the time. And he ended up seeing it in, I think it was like London or something. They saw the production. It was so funny. And so he was like, I'd love to, it's coming into town. It's right when you're about to leave. We should do this. You're really into comedy. This is kind of a nice middle ground of like funny type of performance or whatever. And then the other guy was just kind of like, whatever, I'm along for the ride. He had no idea what he was getting into. And so if you haven't seen it, again, it's just like a South Park episode. So it is just like pushing every boundary possible. It is very jarring. It's a lot of shock humor. So they're talking, oh my gosh. Yeah, they're talking about, AIDS.
Oh.
They have dildos. They've got, just everything you could imagine. It's just like, it's offensive and it's almost like they just desensitize you to it. And then and it's funny because it was like probably really progressive for like when it came out, which was probably like early 2000s, maybe early 2010s. I don't remember when. So it's probably like,
I remember it just came out when we were in college. So it came to Gamage at ASU and it was pretty new at that time. And so that was probably in that 2012, 2016 range. So probably around
like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But it's funny because like that, it was still based on a show, which was, the show was probably like early 2000s, like the South Park episode about it, that it's like loosely based off of. And that was like, again, shocking and like, trying to push boundaries then. So just imagine like 2006 boundary pushing and what that is like 20 years later. So anyway, the other guy next to me who didn't know what he was getting into was like, are they allowed to do this? It's like what is going on? The other guy's dying laughing and I'm in the middle. So it was a fun experience. It was very fun. It was a cool venue and everything. So
now, how close are you to these guys? Like, do you see them often? Are they?
These are at my old job. We worked together. The three of us were all together. We all left at different times. So we've all since moved on, but we were all together and overlapped for about a year, I would say. And so in that time we would go for a walk at lunch and we were the West Side Walkers. And there was some other, we had a whole name. We had some other people. There was other people as well that joined, but the core three of us were the ones that kind of like were really into it and pushing it for like a regular kind of thing. And so, so we hung out pretty regularly when we were working together, but haven't seen them in probably like, 6 months to a year since. So there was a little bit of like, when you haven't seen someone in a while, it's a friend, you're trying to like get back into the rhythm of like, where you're at, where you kind of have, similarities, similar humor, like sensibilities and stuff, and then you could kind of hit the ground running. So,
points of
yeah,
connection, and you throw in like a West Side Walkers, and you kind
yeah.
of.
Luckily, we got dinner before, and it was nice because then we had to throw a walk in there, so we ended up walking to dinner, and then we got a Waymo. That was their first Waymo. Have you ever done one?
What a night for these guys! I have
Yeah,
still yet to be in one. The experience of it's a
yeah,
driverless car, right?
yep,
A driverless
yep.
kind of Uber,
Like,
right?
yeah, exactly. So there's an app you can call it, and then it'll show up. You unlock it with the app. You get in. You buckle up. It takes you to your destination. It's driverless. It's the app is Waymo, and then they're Jaguars, or the car brand is that's who partnered
Oh,
with them to like make the car
wow.
or whatever.
That's
And
awesome. So this was just a
yeah,
Jaguar driving you around? You guys around?
yeah, yeah, to the venue. Um, and then we
Fancy. Is
didn't.
this expensive? It sounds.
It depends. It really depends because it's funny because they are probably I like them better than Uber, but there's not a lot of them around. So sometimes you have to wait for them just because
Mhm,
they're newer. You know what I mean? So if they were as popular and if they had been around as long as Uber, I think they'd definitely be better.
mhm,
But there's just a couple of quirks with being a new service, you know?
mhm.
But for the most part, it's usually cheaper, um, unless it's like a real high surge time, like where,
Yeah.
because then there's only so many, and then
Mhm.
the prices go way up, um, and they go up faster than Uber just because there's less supply.
Right. Right.
Um, but they're great. I think they drive really well. Like they're very consistent. Um, and it is crazy because the like AI driving it's learning more and it's getting more aggressive where like
Oh no.
um in like in a human way, like there was like a UPS truck that was double parked, and normally I've seen them where they just wait behind like a UPS truck just in the middle of the road.
Mhm.
Um, but ours just like saw there was nobody coming and they just went around, which like a
Mm.
human would do. Um, so that kind of stuff is crazy. That stuff is getting to be, it knows
You're
when to break the rule.
yeah, you're getting me. I'm just thinking about the movie I, Robot with this when they're in the
Yeah.
tunnel and the
Yep.
car. Oh boy. You know that scene I'm talking about? Where the
Yeah.
car disengages, they're in the middle of this tunnel and it
Yeah.
is
And then
ooh,
they
ooh,
like,
ooh, ooh.
don't they like,
Mhm.
isn't there something where like they have a whole like fleet of them? It's like an army of robots or whatever that like disbands and comes out after like
Yeah,
it
Will Smith.
overrides the system and like gets into their
Yeah.
car type deal.
Yeah, and they have it like it's like this huge hovering bus that like deploys them and it
Yes.
blocks
Yep.
off the tunnel and
Yeah.
then Will Smith has to go into like vintage retro mode and drive it like a regular car. And
Right.
then the passenger's like, "What are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
this is how
You're
they
gonna
used to
kill us.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna kill us." Yeah.
Doesn't he
Um,
have doesn't he have like
mm,
just like a gasoline, like just a motorcycle? And he like has to put gasoline and they're like barbaric.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. He's like a
um,
vigilante at that point, and he's got like his like neo coat. I feel like he's got
yeah.
like a near trench coat,
I
like on the
I have
bike.
had that I've had that thought about like talking to my grandkids and them asking about things and one the first thing that I know is going to be crazy is they're going to be like, you were born in the 1900s,
Oh
you
yeah,
are
yeah.
like a dinosaur, and it's like I'm
Hmm.
gonna be like, yeah, that's actually pretty jarring, to be honest. Like when you look at the number, it is pretty jarring for a kid. um
Yep.
but the other thing I was going to think about is if things progress to where electric vehicles are like really buzzing around, and also autonomous driving really takes off, all that kind of stuff, it's going to be crazy where I feel like the grandkids are going to be like, you used to put gasoline and have small explosions in an engine? I'm like, oh yeah. And I used to drive it. Like, what if you hit someone? That's the risk we took. That was the risk we took. We didn't care.
And a lot of us did it after they went out for the night. So they were full of food and some of them drank alcohol when they shouldn't have. And we were all on the road at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to sound barbaric. A motorcycle. You'd be like, oh my God. Yeah.
You're nuts. You're absolutely nuts. Yeah. It's funny to mention like going on your walk there and like, and talking about the car, I just filled up and drove to, a little ways to the dentist appointment today. But
you're on the dentist. Look at us, Alex. Back-to-back dentist weeks for the pod. This is great.
Yeah, I got no cavities, baby. No cavities, baby.
Nice. At a guy.
Yeah, awesome. my dentist was really proud of me. He was really proud of me because we're watching these two, but they look good. We were watching them from last time.
Watching these two, but
yeah, because last time I got a couple. The most I ever gotten was like 3 fillings. I've never had that many, so that was last time.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so then I got them filled, and then when I was getting that done, he goes, "Well, we have 2 more here. We'll keep an eye on them." And then so when we came in today, he goes, "Looking good. These 2, they're not too shabby." But anyway, I filled up a bunch of gasoline and drove down the highway today. And I'm just so used to walking. I try to walk as much as possible now. I feel like I'm going backwards in time. Like we're talking about the evolution of, pushing towards automation and new alternate sources for fueling and things like that. And I'm like, maybe I get a bicycle, maybe I get
I love it.
Maybe I just get some running shoes, that's maybe a good pair is like $150, $160. And that's how much is a tank of gas these days,
I know.
Doing the cost analysis. How much is a car?
Speaking of going backwards, we actually, like I was mentioning, we're doing a bunch of get-togethers, go away kind of things, and we had a double date with Katie and Will. Do you remember them? I don't know, maybe in passing.
No, but you guys tear up the double date scene. This must be part of the going away tour.
It is. It certainly is. Will said he had a lovely conversation with you at the wedding. So he said you guys really, it was a fun one. And I think if you saw him, you'd recognize him. It's one of those. But
did he say anything about the conversation that would trigger a memory, or he just said it was nice? He's just being polite, it sounds like. Which
no. He did say some things. Sound like you guys. He has a brother as well, and I think that you guys were chatting brother.
Oh yes,
stuff.
I do. He really liked the best man speech, me talking about you, and because me and my brother were like that too. I do remember this conversation. Yeah, he was very sweet. He's a sweetheart. So you're with him and his wife or
the girlfriend, the two of them, lovely people, and I bring it up because he is from Norway, and he got to the U.S. was in Florida, so he lived in both. But he said he would go.
What a culture shock!
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. We kind of hit it off. I'd love to chat some other stuff about it, but I don't want to get too far off the topic, even though there is no topic to get off of. But
that's what we're doing, baby.
He speaking of going back in time, this is what prompted my whole thing here. Is he said when you go to Norway, he lived with his grandparents, and they were in like a very rural part of Norway. He said they would grow their own potatoes, vegetables. They'd go fishing. They just he said they were so far north that you would have like days that were 18, 19, 20 hours of sunlight. And at the peak, the sun like wouldn't set. And then,
oh my God,
they would go out, they would fish. They would go into the Nords, something like that. It's like the gaps in the island, basically. And they do a lot of fishing and stuff like that. But they would live entirely off of like the land, pretty much. And it's like, it's not as if they were like farmers. They were just like, they just happened to live there and live like that. That appeals. You talk about going backwards. I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome to kind of just be able to like, you know, everyone wants to live by a body of water, of course, but to just go fishing and then,
little homestead, you got your garden or something, and
that sounds pretty cool.
I think that'd be great. You need a nice little piece of land, I feel like, to do that.
Yeah, you gotta be away from everything. There are definitely drawbacks to that. You know what I mean? It's a very different lifestyle type of thing, but there is a part of it that's very cool.
I don't know if I'd be more addicted to my phone in that scenario or less addicted. Like if I'd be have like the nature bathing and be really one with the presence of nature, or if I would be like, I got to feel connected. I'm out here alone and I'd just be on my phone all the time. I feel like I'd be on either extreme, nowhere, maybe the middle, but I don't know. Yeah, there's a great part, especially if there's some cool wildlife. I'm talking about birds and like, not the dangerous wildlife, not the stuff.
He was telling me in this specific area he grew up in Norway, there was like this famous guy, or maybe it was a group of people that they would hunt bears.
No,
and
Jake.
Well, no. So they would hunt them and then they ended up killing them off. And so they weren't bears by the time he was there. The timing of when he lived there was no bears and there was all this salmon. And so like all of this wildlife really flourished because there was no like massive predator. But so there was a ton of wildlife is what he was saying.
That sounds like a wild changing of the ecosystem that could have unintended consequences and ramifications that could be
1,000%.
Detrimental with too many salmon and stuff like that. We're really I'm going a tangent on a tangent here, but I did this acting workshop with a guy. He was a close friend in the theater department. His name was Evan. He lived in Alaska. Him and his family. Do you remember Evan? Yeah, he was a good guy.
He did the running treadmill bit, didn't he?
No, that was
different guy.
That was Mike. Yeah, that was Mike.
Well, that's pretty. I think about that a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. But
he does a lot of rock climbing and climbing content.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He did a one-man show on a treadmill where he spoke lines while running a treadmill the entirety of the show. Is that right?
That's correct. To train for it, we ran together and would have conversations while we ran trails, and we would.
Oh my God!
Would have full conversations.
Nutty.
And I remember I was not in as good of shape when we reconnected, and I was in California at the time, and we go running on the beach and we're talking, and I'm like totally out of breath. I can't keep up the conversation anymore. And I'm like, just keep asking him questions. And eventually I'm like, why don't you carry a conversation for a little bit here? just like kind of bailed out.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
So anyway, not him, another guy, lived in Alaska, killed a bear himself. And he said it was spiritual. He said he lost a piece of himself that day and he cried with the bear. It was a very emotional. He's a sensitive theater kid. We're all,
Isn't this the plot of like
The Revenant
or something? Yeah, isn't this sounds like the plot of something. I can't even think of it now.
I think it was, from what he said, it was kind of a not common occurrence, but not uncommon in Alaska where he was at, the town
and now
he was at.
You trust this person? You trust him? You think he wasn't yanking your chain? He wasn't trying to get some
it was like a confession. Class? It was like a confession that he got pretty emotional about in a conversational setting. So if he was acting and lying about that, he's a terrific actor and very unnecessary to do that.
Wow.
To do that in the conversation.
Maybe he was testing for a role. He wanted to see if he could do the role.
I can't rule it out. I can't rule that out. That's a possibility. You're on to something.
Or he killed a bear. He killed a bear.
He could have killed a bear. But he said again, it
that's
changed him deeply. And
I bet.
I mean, I don't know if your buddy sounds like we got so far off of. I know this was about initially your dinner with him, right? So he's from Norway. He had
Well,
these
what's funny?
experiences.
It actually started because we were talking about you were walking instead of driving more frequently, and I was saying we were going backwards. He was living off the land, so that's
Yeah.
that was the initial thing there, and that was from another bit, I think, because of the iRobot and that kind of tangent as well. Now, I did want to mention one thing about the Waymo. As I was waiting for these guys, they were getting ready to get dropped off. We were going to walk over. I had some of the tastiest eavesdropping I've ever heard in my life.
I love it. Okay.
It was the highest stakes you could imagine and so spicy. I didn't want to eavesdrop. I had to, because I am waiting at the corner in my apartment complex, and it's this street. It's not super busy, but across the street, there's someone coming out their door. There's someone that's leaving the house, and they're kind of saying their goodbyes. And out of nowhere, all I hear is, and I quote, "He was at the funeral, he drops dead, and they had to bury them both. I need sage to cleanse my house." And I was
my God. Wait, to clean his house? To cleanse his house?
Well, I don't know. I think it was just like after witnessing that, I needed sage to spiritually cleanse myself. I don't think it happened there, but I think
another family member died at this funeral.
From what it's, again, this is eavesdropping, so I have no idea the context. I have no idea. The words that I heard from across the street were, he was at the funeral and dropped dead. Then they had to bury them both. And I was like, oh my God. Alex, I immediately opened.
Whoa.
So someone attending the funeral passed away.
But they said they had to bury them both. Did they throw that body in the same hole? Like
I don't think so. I think this person was talking very flippantly. They were like, had to bury them both. You know what I mean? Like they're just kind of like,
okay, not literally. Yeah.
Yeah. But Alex, the thing I immediately did, I took out my notes app and was like, quoted this exactly, and it was like, Going Yard podcast notes. And I was like, I can't forget this. This is the craziest thing I've ever overheard, is someone passing away at a funeral. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy.
It also brings up like a weird spiritual conversation where like, did this soul have like a vendetta on the other soul? Like, the person that died initially, whose funeral it was.
Oh, yeah.
Did that soul, like, it's like hovering around. Yeah, it's like hovering around. And then goes, oh, that motherfucker showed up to my funeral. You're coming with me, buddy. And like grabs him. Because that sounds like a Pixar movie right there. The beginning of Pixar.
I apologize for the analogy. But it's just so top of mind because of our last few podcasts and everything we've been talking about. But if you remember in Fellowship of the Ring, when they have the big demon and it is flying down, Gandalf fights it off, and then he's falling into the abyss, and Gandalf turns around, and then he whips up his whip and catches Gandalf by the ankle and then pulls him back down. It was kind of like that. Where one is falling into the abyss and then drags the other one at the last minute.
Yes, you're coming with me. You are coming with me. That is also just the emotional trauma of the family. If that was another family member in the same family,
God,
that would be very difficult to.
It would be
grieve.
Crazy.
I feel like you'd have to restart your grieving process and
also like
the loss and
like the energy and the feelings of like when you're attending a funeral. like that vibe, and then imagine having the realization that, and like the action of someone like, did they just fall down? Like, did they just pass out? Like, what's going on? What happened to this person over here?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
The confusion.
what's going on?
Right.
Yeah. And
Right.
then that would be crazy. Crazy.
I would venture to guess that everybody would be in shock and wouldn't believe it right away. Pop? Is that a pop? Is that our sponsor?
A little desk pop?
Little desk pop? Quick little desk pop? I would venture to guess that most of the people would be in shock. They wouldn't believe right away. I wonder, should we speculate recklessly how he died? Like heart attack?
Of course.
That's a stroke. Well, okay, this is the funniest one. He fell in. He fell into the hole.
Oh my!
He just fell in his head.
Oh, you mean like at the cemetery they fall in?
Oh yeah. We're at the cemetery.
Okay.
They're about to lower the box. This guy's looking over and he falls in. I'm thinking of the funniest way that somebody could die at a funeral.
Yeah.
I know this is really dark, but trying to bring some levity to it.
And then but then there's the gravedigger there, and they're kind of looking in. They look around, they catch some eyes, and he just kind of goes, I don't want to dig another hole.
It's about
do we think? What do we think? What do we think here?
Do we push it in? They're already dead.
I already got the dirt to fill it in. I've got the dirt. I got the backhoe.
When you initially said the gravedigger, I thought you meant the gravedigger saw this funeral come and go, I don't want to dig another hole. I'm just going to kill myself. No. He was the one. He was the second death. Like he was the second one. People were like, well, is that the gravedigger?
Maybe there's a great. Now, there is like a formal occupation, a gravedigger, but there's also the the thievery of grave digging, right?
Oh,
is that,
I thought you were gonna go, and there's also the monster truck, the gravedigger.
There's also, and
I thought you were loading up for the monster truck.
I'd be remiss to not also bring up that there is the gravedigger monster
this
truck.
Saturday in the Wachovia Center.
No, I was gonna say, Alex, there's like a thief gravedigger that like witnesses. He witnesses the second death, and he goes, "Okay, score 2 watches, 2 watches, score,
Ooh,
double dip,
suit. Ooh, a second suit. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
What about
the jewelry?
Okay, what's the best case scenario death? Do you think it's the spouse, like the elderly spouse who like it's her time, she was also in bad health, her partner passes away, and then she's already very, very old. They thought she would die first, but great life. Had a great life. Great life. Yeah. So everybody says after a good death, great life.
Yeah.
Full great life.
Was in pain previously.
Yeah, great life.
Relief.
Now, almost 100. Yeah, almost, maybe 100. That's probably the best death. I don't know if there's another better death. Maybe a criminal, like a criminal that deserved it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I would. That would be brutal though. If your loved one is being buried, and then you're like,
comes in.
There's a criminal that gets.
But they die though. He comes in to steal too early. He's at the funeral. He thought he was going to get it before the dirt comes on. He's the one that dies. So the second one is the gravedigger that dies. You know?
What if it was in their will? They wanted someone else. They were like, hey, I want. What if it was some crazy?
Like
and
the will says
together.
Jake, the will says, and you won't have the house over my dead body, and and that's where they end up is over their dead body. What if it's the pilot or the driver of the monster truck, the gravedigger? He showed up to the wedding. That would be really.
Do you think
sad.
the driver of Gravedigger is Gravedigger. That would be. Could you imagine? He shows up to work in the Gravedigger to grave-dig.
You really brought up something good because in horse racing, they name the horse, and the race is about the horse, right?
Yeah.
It's not about the jockey. Nobody knows the jockey's names, really.
Right.
You don't know the jockey's names. Is the driver of the Gravedigger, is he Gravedigger? Or is it the car? Is it the actual monster truck itself?
I think it's the
You know
truck.
what I mean?
It says it on the truck.
It's got to be the truck.
It says it on the truck. Unless it's like, could you imagine if you drove monster trucks? It would just say like Alex on the side of the truck.
Well, I come up with a fun name. I'd be, Allie thy cat. I'd be Allie the Alley cat. Right. Something like that.
Right.
You'd be J-Bone or something. You'd have a big bone.
I like the idea that the monster truck guy is a gravedigger, but as a hobby, he does the monster trucks, and it just kind of took off. I like that idea.
How well do you think that pays? Do you think that that's a full-time job or a part-time job?
Like, grave digging or monster truck driving? Which one?
The monster truck driving named Gravedigger. Do you think he does that full time?
Well, he double dips, Alex.
A part-time gig?
Oh, it's kind of like football in like the 60s when they were like, here we go.
Plumbers.
Yeah, he's like a plumber, but then he's like, put someone in a horse collar on Sunday. Horse collar tackling.
Didn't have health insurance and was doing both. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ripping darts.
Yeah, cigarettes and football are just really funny to me for some reason. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go toss a 40-yard pass here. That's the longest we've ever thrown in this league. All right.
No, I think the gravedigger that grave digs, I think makes $200K. I think it's surprisingly low. It's surprisingly low for the amount of like recognition, but they get kind of like I don't know. I think it's shockingly low. Is what I
guess
think.
It depends on which graveyard you're at, right? It depends on what company you're at. It depends on what graveyard you're at. Is this a big graveyard? Is there some money in this graveyard? There's some crypts.
What's funny is my mind went to the monster truck was really the breadwinner of the two occupations, and then
but now you're thinking.
but you went big cemetery is what you did. So you went breadwinner as the cemetery. I'm thinking stadiums. They're selling stadiums out. That's gonna make decent money. But you went like.
And I'm like, well, you just described, never thought about really how much a grave digger in a cemetery makes. And so I was just thinking about, well, presumably, a larger cemetery, you're going to make more money. There's more work to do. There's more shoveling and stuff like that, digging to do. But on the other side, monster truck driving, there's got to be, we're talking about Gravedigger, right? We know him. Do you know any other monster truck? Do you know a single other?
I wish
if I could put you on the spot, do you have one?
No, but Gravedigger's like the Michael Jordan of monster trucks.
Right, so he probably makes enough to get by, but there has to be bad monster trucks drivers that have to have day jobs. There's no way that all of them survive on just
There's got to be the Furkan Korkmaz of the monster truck world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's got to be
trying to get out of it, been requesting a trade to a different team.
Yeah, that just role players, monster trucks, Monster Jam. I'm looking it up right now, and of course, front and center.
Can you throw that up on the chat? Can you share that so our fellow YouTubers?
I sure do want to share this one.
I want to see this. If it's not too much trouble, I know we've had some hiccups here at the beginning of the pod with some of the stuff, but I'd love to get into the Monster Jam here.
Let me see if I can. Can you hear the singing in the background?
Sure can. Oh yeah, monster truck.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Camden Murphy off to an incredible start.
Is that
Camden
a bus?
Murphy's
It's
a
like
good.
school bus. That looks like the Magic School
It
Bus,
does.
but on big wheels.
Sure does. Look at this one with the devil horns or the bull horns, I guess.
I'm looking up.
Oh, there it is. Gravedigger, baby. Oh, wait. On top with FMX teammate Noah Bay, there's actually a name. I'm actually seeing. Wow. I mean, now this is Monster Jam. This is like an event. Oh, Philadelphia, Alex. Going to Philadelphia.
Oh, here we go.
You want to check out Monster Jam?
I would love
coming,
to. Oh, Jake, now I looked up. This is based on Google's AI assistant here, okay? So here's what I got. The average salary for a monster truck driver varies significantly, as we thought.
Okay.
But the national average range ranges from $37,000 to about $54,000 for monster jams. Now, there are
a small price to pay. The small price to pay for numerous concussions.
And more than that, I'm sure. Now, the top earners do get around $100K to about $250. I'm imagining that's closer to the Gravedigger there.
I mean, did I nail that or did I nail that with the 200 there? Yeah,
probably
with the Gravedigger?
Six figures. But you could independent driver, you could get paid per appearance, get paid $2K to about $10K per weekend. But they have to cover all the maintenance, the fuel, the travel costs, and all that.
Oh my gosh!
So if we want to get into this, Jake, if we want to get into
we gotta build our own. We gotta get our own build. Where the hell do you buy those tires? you don't go to AutoZone for that.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You're gonna Jiffy Lube and hey, could you take a look under the hood?
Yeah, he just looks directly up from where he's standing.
Yeah, they don't have to get under it at all.
Yep.
That's great. Nice.
Man.
Now out of curiosity, what's the median age of a gravedigger? No, do we have that occupation in that
of a truck the monster truck driver? Okay,
what do we think pays more? You think the Gravedigger or the Gravedigger?
Oh, wait, so do you want the average age of a monster truck driver, or do you want the average salary of a gravedigger at a cemetery?
The latter, the second.
The latter. Gotcha. I'm on it. Jake, none of this is on the rundown.
We didn't talk about any of this.
We had a plan.
Yeah. I got like 4 more bits I want to try out here, but we got stuck on the monster truck gravedigger thing. Please message us with your thoughts and opinions, and if you have any memories of going to monster trucks. I gotta see. It's one of those things I feel like I've always heard of, but like people never talk about. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, Jake, here we go.
Yeah.
So the average, so now a lot of this is also, so gravedigger also referred to as a cemetery maintenance worker or groundskeeper. So that's part of the responsibility here. We're obviously cutting grass here as well. So that's built into it.
A little bit of landscaping.
A lot of it depends on location and employer. So I would think I was onto something with the size of the graveyard here, but it's
I think so.
$30K to $70K. So they make roughly the same average to drive a monster truck and to be a cemetery maintenance worker or a groundskeeper or a gravedigger.
Maybe you know what? Maybe they go during the day. They do the monster truck stuff, and then they do. Are you ready for this? Maybe they work the graveyard shift.
Hey now, we got there. We got there.
What are we doing
Now, if we refine this into a nice bit, if we were on stage doing stand up, you could really weave a web here. You could really weave a web there with some of that.
I would.
Now,
this sounds like a.
Can I add one thing here?
Go ahead.
The top earners for this, I just scrolled down, $85K to $100K in places like San Francisco, California. It looks like in Nome, Arkansas as well, for some reason. That's a high earning spot for graves. So I guess land hard to come by for cemeteries. But so you can get up to about 100K on the top end. So there are top end earners in the grave digging profession as well. So
there you go.
There
you go. There was a gravedigger that participated in Survivor recently. And
it always comes back to Survivor.
It always
comes back.
He was ripped. He was ripped. He was he was a good competitor. But oh man, wow. Yeah, that was a fun little detour, Alex. I feel like the whole monster truck thing, graveyard, I think that would be a very fun, like, short series. You know what I mean? There's a guy, he does the graveyard stuff. You could do like a jarring, it's like, it opens like a horror film, but it's like a lighthearted comedy that kind of like turns into, and then he's going on a first date and he's like, well, and she rejects him because she knows he's a gravedigger, and he's like, all right, well, I'll see you around. And he just gets into his monster truck.
Beep, beep. He's during the parking lot. She's during the parking lot. It's at the end of their first date. He's like, well, you said you're a gravedigger. Okay, beep, beep. And then it's just like a tire. The shot is just a tire behind him. A massive tire. Behind him. And he goes, all right, well, beep, beep. This is me.
Climbs up it.
He gets it. Oh man, we should get licensing for the Gravedigger and make this little short here, or movie. I mean that's.
I'm kind of shocked, Alex. There hasn't been a movie or TV show about monster trucks yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that seems.
I haven't thought about this since I was a little kid. Maybe that was the last time I was interested in monster trucks, and I said monster trucks when I probably was the last interested in it.
I remember,
and like a toy version of it. But other than that, I can't remember the last time I even thought about a monster truck. So this is just very exciting and novel to me right now. I'm like,
oh, yeah, so fun. I've got some other. It's so funny trying to get back into the rundown because I'm trying to find a way to weave it back in. But we've gone so deep in this, I can't really just tell you about my funny antidote at CVS.
You sure could. You sure could. You could get there. A to C thinking, Jake. You could get
this
there.
Is this reminds me of is when we did like an alternative show where we were just trying material out, and it was just these rough transitions where we were just like, all right, next bit, and I wanted to talk about no, I was at CVS, and it's just a small observation where you could hit the button and you can hear across the entire CVS, it was like, customer service needed in aisle 5. Customer service needed in aisle 3. And then out of nowhere, there's one that just goes, customer service needed in family planning. It's like, condoms?
Yeah, or plan B maybe, or
But why didn't they say the aisle for that? Why did they? That's what I like made me write this down. Was every single thing was like aisle 4, aisle 5, aisle 6, and then that one just happened to be the one they call out. I was just like, what? Anyway, I was into CVS. I was like, I have to bring this up. This is like, it's such a silly thing.
It feels like CVS is doing some serious downsizing because I can walk to one here. Speaking of my walks and stuff like that, I walked to CVS, picked up some, random knick-knack stuff, toothpaste, protein, that kind of stuff. And there's 2 self-serve. It's a small CVS. There's 2 of the self-checkouts, and then there's nobody at the counter. There's nobody there. And there's one teenage girl trying to get a lip liner thing. And the only reason I actually know is because what it was is because she kept trying to swipe it. It didn't work. It said, ask for assistance. Yeah. Assistance needed. And she got frustrated. And then she just throws it back on like the scanner and then walks out the store. And that was the only thing that was there. And then there was a very old woman next to her. So really wide age range. So really young teenage girl getting upset with this. And then probably like 70s, 80-year-old woman next to me. She's struggling with it as well. And she's like, taking her time, like, okay. And it's like, please use payment. Please use payment. And she's clearly like, it's repeating itself. So I like take off that to the side, and finally somebody comes, but it's like you have to now ask for somebody to just come to the main to just help get checked out, you know?
I know.
It's just
Talk about iRobot.
yeah. Right.
It's just less and less human interaction, which is, it's really sad. It's pretty, yeah.
You need human interaction. Like I went for a walk with AJ this past weekend. So we went to Tyler State Park,
Oh,
and
nice. Yeah.
oh, it's great because it's like nature. And this is like the opposite. There was a half marathon on Sunday. Didn't know, had no idea. I'm driving my car down the path, and AJ doesn't want to do the normal parking lot we want to do. We do the one right by the dam, the most crowded one, as I come to find out. And I'm driving down the road, and there's just all of these runners they got the tags on, they got their numbers and everything, their bibs, and each car has to wait for the runners to go by and then another car to go by. So it's like, okay, you go, okay, then I go back to the side, and then I let a car go, and then let a runner go, and then I go, and then I let the runner go, and then another car go, and then I go. And it took way too long to get to the middle to then have a nature walk, you know?
Yeah, you have like your blood pressure raised for the nature walk, which is kind of like the exact opposite.
But it was funny. This was one moment. I wish I knew exactly what he said, but it was more exacerbation where we park our cars, we meet up. AJ has Rover, which is great. So we got the dog. So me and him catching up, got the pup, and then we walk across the dam and like into the park on the paths. And then that's where the runners are continuing to go. And there's another dog coming by, and they're like sniffing each other. So we're kind of taking up the path here unintentionally with the person that came by. And this runner comes by. This guy, clearly at the end of his race, just exacerbated. He goes, and then just like shoos everybody away with his hands, and shoos the dogs, shoos all of us. We're all like, whoa, and like, get out of here. And it's just panting. And so it was crowded at the park. It was a weird, crowded day at the park. But it was fun. Yeah.
This is reminding me, I just saw, I think it was Instagram or something, but it was like it's like a gag in like Sweden or something. I can't remember where it was, but one of those Nordic countries where I don't know. There's this silly little video where there was someone cycling. So they were just bicycling, minding their own business, and they kind of turn the corner, and it's like a prank TV show. And they have this huge, elaborate setup where as soon as this person turns the corner, there is a massive group of cyclists competing and racing behind them. And so what they don't know is that group was waiting for this person to do the corner, and then they're behind them. And then what they end up doing is they end up like, as they turn that corner, they put a finish line, and they have this person who's just like cycling home crossing the finish first, and then there's like there's
like they cheated.
Yeah, like disappointed racers, like, oh my god. And they're like, they finally catch up to this person, and they take it even further. They then get a podium, and they have officials come over, walk this person over to the podium, and they had like the other two cyclists go in second and third. They were on first, presented a trophy to them, and they had like a lady go up and kiss him on the cheek and be like, "You did it! Oh my god!" Like, and it was so funny because these people were like, okay, and like half of them like took the trophy, and they were like, "Yeah, thank you." So they did it multiple times to multiple different people, and they just set up this like elaborate bit. So it was very silly, very, very silly. Oh my god,
that's that. that whole setup seems like a Looney Tunes. You know how like drawing the tunnel on the on the kid side of the cave or something. You know, like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just seems like a Looney Tunes type of thing.
Speaking of Looney Tunes, you saw that
Mhm.
picture of Pippin? Did you see that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he looks like a cartoon cat. He is
Yeah.
he is all sprawled out. All fours are extended as far as possible, and he is clenched at,
Yeah.
I would say, head level, eye
Eye
level
level. Yep.
on your screen door and
Yeah.
looking outside. He
Yeah.
was
Lisa said
full
he was
spread
there.
eagle.
Lisa said he was there for like a minute. He was like, she like heard it and was like, "What was that?" And like came down, and then we were joking. It's kind of like Finding Nemo, where there's the starfish in the tank, and it just hangs
Oh yeah.
there, and he's
Hmm.
just kind of looking around, like, "Hey guys," and kind of like peels off a little bit. That was because he was like full starfish spread out. Um, LB put that as her background on her phone.
Oh, that's so funny. He's
Yeah.
a little athlete. He's a little athlete. Your
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah. It was so funny. We had that dinner with Cass and Ken last night. We were chatting about it. They're like, "How's Pip?" And they're like, "Good, good." They're like, "Is he an outdoor cat?" And we were like, "He wants to be." And we show him that picture.
Yeah.
He sure wants to be. Yeah.
You know what's tough is he used to be. He was
I
for a little bit,
know.
and
I
then
know
he
he sure
lost
was.
the
And he
privilege
lost.
with that
Yeah.
horrible neighbor, right?
Yeah, there was some run-ins where
Nasty neighbor. Very nasty neighbor. I can't do a Trump. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had good and bad. Because it was funny because there were some people that were like, "Where'd he go? Is he still around? Like we miss him. What happened?" And then there was just this other group of cats that was they went
Alley
back and
cats.
forth. Yeah, where I think
Mhm.
they also needed to take a step back as well. But
They were on the Jets, right? Not the Sharks.
right, that's
Those
right.
that group. Yeah,
That's right. That's
it got
right.
aggressive. Yeah.
We've had it's been crazy though here in the back and just in general. We've had a couple of for LA. I mean, I know you've been battling the snow, but we had a ton of rain come through,
Mhm.
and because of that, I got not I woke up to a flood warning, a flash flood warning, followed by a wind advisory
Mhm.
warning. So I was getting back to back like amber alerts, or I guess they're not
Yeah.
amber, they're like a whatever alert.
Severe
Um,
weather alert. Right. Right.
yeah, and then I had a coworker. She lives in LA as well, a little bit further north, like Glendale area, but she was saying she got a tornado warning.
Whoa.
Um, which I don't think it materialized, and maybe she's just telling some tall
Tall tales.
tales, maybe.
Hmm.
But anyway, crazy, crazy. I feel like the weather has been nuts, just bonkers.
See,
And
that's what like love and is tough about LA is the biodiversity. Like the biodiversity is great because there's so
mhm,
many different like environments that kind of collide around Southern California that make it really unique, but also those kind of weather systems come in like that. Like this time last year, or maybe like a year and a month ago, there were devastating fires that were happening, right?
I
So
know.
it's like the
Well,
same
that
kind
was
of time of year.
it.
Yeah.
Is I think that was part of the wind advisory. That's what ends up happening in LA around this time. The beginning of the year is
Oh,
always it's
Santa
the
Ana.
changing of the season, and
Yeah.
it's the change of the air pressure, and then it's
Hmm.
these crazy winds that come rolling
The
through.
Santa Ana winds. Oh, those Santa
Mm-hmm.
Ana winds. Mm.
Yeah, well, it's the current too. So some of the current and the different temperature of the water that comes down, and then that
Hmm.
creates a change in air pressure. So it's like the Santa Ana like current creates the Santa Ana winds, which is then what pushes everything and goes crazy against the mountains and just
I wonder if
tunnels up.
there are a lot of birds that are flying through all of that. Like, are there a lot of different species that because like how they fly south for the winter. I wonder during these windy times when it's really, really windy, if they thrive in that or they leave that time because it's too dangerous for them to fly, you know?
I'm sure they're still around and stuff like that. I feel like it's because it's usually only like a month, 2 months or so of the year. And it just kind of depends. It's not like consistently going crazy. So I think you could probably batten down the hatches if you're a bird or whatever. It's not like I feel like birds really. It's the cold that really is what creates the migration.
Yeah, I don't know where the deers are right now. I don't know where the deer go this time of year because it is. I mean, it's actually getting better. The days are getting longer.
Great name for a children's book. Where'd the deer go?
What?
I don't know.
Where'd the deer go?
Spitballing.
Oh, where did the deer go?
Picture book.
Maybe.
Could you imagine a children's picture book called Where'd the Deer Go? And it's
first page. It's like Bambi. You lose your mother, right? And there's an orphan baby. There's an orphan doe, and it's like, where did the deer go? Right. This is kind of like Are You My Mother? Remember Are You My Mother? That child's book.
That's right.
Are You My Mother? Right. It's a little baby duckling asking all these different animals and creatures and things if it's their mother, which, you know, you look back on that and say, that's kind of a sad book if you think about it. I think.
Sure. Did they find the mother at the end? I don't remember. Spoiler.
I think so. I think it's a kid's book. Happy ending.
Spoiler, Alex. Jeez.
My God. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Listeners might end up reading it, and now they know the ending. That's come on.
Speaking of birds, I was eating some quinoa.
Okay. I like it.
I'll connect it. I was eating some quinoa, but I didn't have the patience to cook it all the way, and so I just did it in the hot water. I did it like in the instant hot, and so it only like kind of got soft, but it was still kind of hard. And so I'm eating a bowl of this for sheer fuel, just sheer fuel, little salt, little pepper, little butter. That's it. Nothing much in there. And I'm eating this in the kitchen, standing in the kitchen. Dad comes up to me and he goes, "Can I try that?" And I was like, "Oh yes, Dad's going to try something healthy. This is great."
No.
And he tries the quinoa and he goes, and he has like a mouthful and he goes, "This tastes like bird food." Yeah, this tastes like bird feed. And honestly, I was like, I couldn't argue with him. I was like, yeah, actually, yeah, you're kind of right. Yeah, it does taste like bird food. And so now every time I have quinoa, I'm going to be like, it is kind of like bird food. If you undercook it, it's bird food.
Yeah, the undercook is always brutal for rice. Undercooked rice is always tough. You know, it's funny. I've gone the other way where I always make the mistake of with rice, I want to put it in the crock pot with like my stew or whatever, but then it gets too mushy. It's like the other thing where it just kind of like disintegrates. That's more of another timing thing where it's like it's no longer this, you know, contained little bead. It then is like it's just a big gelatin thing that's all mush.
You don't want that.
No.
That.
It's a fine line, Alex. It's a fine line.
Do you have a rice cooker at the place? You got a rice cooker?
No.
Or did you pack that up? Did you pack that up already?
We have packed up most of the house. We've got. I just went through yesterday and did some of the knickknacks. That was I was literally in my planner here. It says pack knickknacks, and
that's really vague. Okay,
and yeah, I know it is. It is. I know what that means. Yeah. Clean up stuff, and then I look in the plan. And I go, well, I didn't clean up all my stuff. I just did some of
my
stuff.
Knickknacks. Yeah. I got the nicks, but I forgot the knacks.
right. But in my mind, that was the things that were on the like coffee table, the entertainment system, and then the we have the vice cabinet, if you recall. That's like our liquor cabinet, basically.
Sure.
And so we have a lot of just like decorative knickknacks on those. So yeah, I went through, cleared all that out, got boxes. We boxed up one of the TV in the bedroom. Lisa got a box. We got the styrofoam on the corners so that it's ready to roll. We put some artwork and stuff in there for just the to make sure good efficiency with the amount of space or whatever. But then the other night I go, you want to watch it in bed? She goes, TV's packed. I was like, oh, damn it. No,
Gosh.
no. But yeah, there's just boxes everywhere. Boxes everywhere at the moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at the date. Yeah, we got like, what, 2 weeks now?
Under
2
2
and a half?
weeks.
Under. Yeah.
Under 2 weeks. We've got, yep. Well, it's Monday the 2nd, March 2nd. So we might I actually wanted to bring that up on the pod here where we might have to record earlier or skip a week because I'll be driving.
You don't want to do a road one? You don't want to do a
little
road
roadie action? Let's just do little roadie.
This has a hotspot going.
Yeah. And I'm just like going through the Great Plains of this fine country. Yeah. So we'll have to figure that out and figure out what the best way to do it. Now, did you watch NBA Weekend, Alex? Did you do the All-Star stuff?
Yeah, like I mentioned at the top, like I had some of it on. I watched our boy VJ, huh?
He was the most exciting. Yeah. Max had a little moment. Max had a moment at the start of the game where he like stole the ball or like hit a three, then stole the ball, and they were up like 10-1. And I was like, all right, here we go.
Oh, you watched the game. Did you sit down?
No, I watched the highlights. I watched the highlights.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it was so exciting because I was like, oh my God, look, here he goes. But then he didn't do much after.
Yeah.
But VJ crushed it. VJ's like clutch, which is really cool.
Vince Carter coming up to him at the end of winning one of the round robin games was awesome.
Yeah. What
that highlight of him being like, you're the man. Like,
yeah,
he's only 20 and he's like, he's
the
fearless. And
baby.
Oh man, if that's him in the class, he's like the alpha, you know what I mean? He's got that dog in him.
Oh.
Very exciting. Very, very exciting. Speaking of Sixers, they finally finished, I think, the roster for this year. We were talking about buyout candidates last pod because if Jared McCain is gone, so they need a backup point guard, and they end up signing Cameron Payne, which, that's fine.
Yeah,
exactly.
I knew
it. He was on the team already. He's a heat check guy. He comes off the bench and he could have a little minute or two. He could have like a little heat check moment or two, get like 9 points off the bench, hit 3-pointers, and then kind of swing a game. And he did it for the Knicks a little bit too, even. And so he did a little bit, but it's nothing like not really moving the needle a whole bunch. I don't think he's gonna like set up an offense and run plays and like orchestrate the backups. You know, he's not going to do all that.
I know.
So I don't know.
Yeah, the Lonzo thing made more sense to me because he was more of a wing player and had more defensive prowess. Campaign just seems like he's a little bit taller and not as old. Kyle Lowry is what he feels like. You know, he can just kind of run the offense and he has some moments where he can kind of shoot if he gets hot kind of deal. But I don't know.
He's cheaper, older Jared McCain to me. Spot shooter, you know, if he hits, he can hit an open 3-pointer and hold space. You got to guard him tight so he has a little bit of gravity. Again, I don't say any of this like it's like he's some star or any means. I just mean at his best, that's probably the things he's affecting the game in.
Yeah.
At his very best. But I did watch some college basketball. Yeah,
good for you. March Madness coming up.
Yeah. I mean, it's really like it's a real dead period of sports. I'm really happy the Olympics are going because I've been having that in the background like all day. It's great.
Yeah.
Just whenever I get a chance, it's kind of in the background. But then other than that, college basketball, I'm like, okay, I'll look at some of these guys. And dude, it was Syracuse versus Duke. And it was Carmelo Anthony and Carlos Boozer in the stands. And have you seen Cameron Boozer?
Man. I know he's a big draft prospect. I haven't really watched or seen what he does, but I just know that he's a big prospect.
Dude, he's just like his dad. He's a perfect, not just like his dad, but he's like a contemporary power forward. He's a good
Yeah.
power forward. He he quietly gets like 20 and 10, I feel like. He just quietly gets 20 and 10 where he's getting rebounds and he's getting and then also he can kind of switch on defense because of his size. So he's a great wing that I think really, really gives like flexibility to the team and whoever drafts him. So he's like now at the top of my list for sentimental reasons, but also he could be a great him and Barlow could be great on the Sixers, you know? I don't think they ever get him. He'd probably go too high, but
There's I know there's a lot of teams are like tanking right now because it's such a good draft class.
mhm,
And man, it would be incredible if the Sixers lucked in again to another like
mhm.
decent draft pick. And if it's a really that is the one thing. I mean, McCain, I still wish they didn't trade him, but um if they get super lucky, it's kind of like the Luka Doncic trade where it's like they should have never done it, but they did get very lucky and got the best guy in Cooper
Yeah,
Flag. You know what I mean? Where
right.
it's kind of like this is like the way lowest stakes of that. Of like they shouldn't have traded McCain, but like if they could get really lucky,
Mhm.
there's a chance or whatever. But yeah, so now I'm like, isn't it the Rockets pick that we have? That's
I think
the
a
McCain
Thunder
trade,
pick. I think well, we got it from the Thunder.
right?
Um but yeah, that's a great question. I
I'd
don't
have to
know which
look it
one we
up, and
got.
the it always confuses me with the NBA,
Oh my,
because
they've made it very confusing.
they have all the
Mhm.
protections, and it's so
Swaps,
confusing.
swaps as
So
well is another thing that confuses everything. Um
yeah, here's the draft pick. Okay, um, I think it is Houston. It looks like the Sixers owe their because we give our first to the Thunder with a
mhm,
top 4 protection. So if we land in the top 4, we would keep
mhm.
it, which is crazy. And then we got the pick of the Houston Rockets. Sixers gained a pick in the yeah, it looks like it's just the Rockets outright. So we need like I don't know, KD to
The
get hurt or
Rockets.
something.
Yeah, the Rockets to just tank somehow
Yeah,
unintentionally.
I don't know if that'll happen though. They
Maybe.
look
Oh, the,
pretty
the
good.
other alternative is it's not a great pick number, but the draft class is so deep that we still
Right.
get a quality player with a later
Like
pick. You know what
like
I mean?
Maxi, right? When did we get Maxi?
Right.
Wasn't Maxi a later pick?
He was 23 or 20, 22 or 23, I think, in the 2020 draft because of COVID. Nobody really saw him too much coming out of
Yeah,
Kentucky, I believe.
that's right.
And
21st. Yeah.
Oh, 21st. Yep. Okay. And so that one was we lucked out with COVID being that they couldn't do as many scouting trips and they couldn't do as
Right.
many one-on-ones. And so teams didn't have as much of a beat on him as I think the Sixers did. Um,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
I guess we're just rooting for Houston to kind of like lose out or have something happen. That would be really lucky.
we
At
got it.
least we're back in the first round. We have a draft pick, which I mean, it'd be crazy if we went really poorly and then got the top 4, but I don't think that would happen.
No, not
Um,
this year with the I mean, now it doesn't mean the worst team gets the best odds anymore. Like the worst team hasn't got the number one overall pick like the last like 3 or 4 years, I think. So it's not
yeah.
guaranteed by any means, but like you said, there's a lot of teams at the bottom tanking hard. So it's going
Yeah.
to be competitive for a top 4 pick. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll
It's going to
see.
be, it should be a great March Madness though, with all this talent, it sounds like.
Yeah,
So there should be a lot of good college basketball, which should be fun. Now, are you watching anything, Alex? What are you doing these days? Are you getting in
there's a
the
couple. Yeah, I threw a couple shows here. So there was one that I went through. Did I talk about Black Rabbit at all on the podcast at all? Do you
No,
know
what
that
is
show?
this? No.
This has Jude Law as the lead,
Is this a
and
show or a movie?
it's a TV show. It's a TV show,
Nice.
and Jason Bateman, and they are two brothers. The way they do the show, it's highly suspenseful, and
Mm.
it's kind of like gritty and dark a little bit.
Is it
But they're
new?
two
Is it?
pretty new. Yeah, but it was pretty compelling. I don't want to give it too much away because a lot of it is about suspense and what's going to happen next, and they shift between times a lot, like the past, the
Whoa.
present, the future, and they go back and forth a little bit. So I don't want to give too much of it away because part of the enjoyment of it was figuring all of this out. They kind of start at
Mm-hmm.
the climax and go backwards like you would in a lot of movie structures.
He's got a
But it's
big
only,
beard.
oh yeah, yeah. He plays like a real bad gambling addict. He's
Bateman?
really, really, yeah. Bateman
Mm.
does. And Jude
Mm.
Law's his brother. They were in a band called Black Rabbit, but now they have a bar called Black Rabbit, and all the
Mm.
nefarious stuff that they get into in New York City there. I'll leave it at
Oh.
that. But it's very suspenseful. A lot of crazy stuff happens in it. But that one I got through pretty quickly. It's only like 6 episodes, I think, about in
Nice. Yeah,
30,
looks like it
45 minutes. But
came out end of last year, September last year. So it's still pretty new.
so that was pretty compelling. I don't know if I loved the ending. I'll say that. It was fine,
Yeah.
but it did leave me the whole time. I was like wanting to know, wanting to know, wanting to know. So it was good. And then
Yeah.
the other show I've been watching currently, have you heard of Afterlife with Ricky Gervais?
Oh,
It's
no, I haven't seen it, but I love Ricky
I'll be
Gervais.
honest, you got to be in like it's a dark show emotionally. It's a sad show. It's about his wife that passed and he's grieving his dead wife and he's like
Mm.
inconsolable, but it's Ricky Gervais, so it's like he's funny within the context of that. It kind of
Right.
gives him it kind of gives his character, like if you're writing the show, it gives the character liberty to be a dick but still be
Right.
endearing because you understand why he's being so cruel, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a
Yeah.
justification. It's a built-in justification for him to kind of do shitty things and talk shitty to people. And it's in a really failing small local newspaper, and it feels like The Office, kind of, where he's like a local journalist, and they go to like a neighborhood house where this is some local medium or palm reader that has a
Mm-hmm.
book, and they just see these wacky characters. So it's kind of like it's like fun to in the way that it's like a dark Office, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The show
I
The
feel like
Office.
this feels in line with Ricky Gervais because he did a couple other things like this. His stand-up is kind of like this.
Yeah.
It looks like, what is this, 2019? So it's a little bit older. But cool. It's a series
Yeah.
or it's a show?
That's a
A
series. There's
series.
about 3 seasons for that. So it's a little bit longer, half
Yeah.
hour format, half hour shows and stuff like that. But what about you?
Nice.
What are you watching? Obviously Survivor. I know Survivor.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Finish another season, on to the next. Gotta figure it out. There's I'm on to season, what the heck is it? Like 18 or something, or 16. Where there's this character named Coach who's just the craziest egomaniac I've ever seen on the show. He's nuts, but yeah, we've also been watching A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Have you watched any of this? This is the one I keep. It's the HBO one. I think we were teasing where I was like, if you want the login, but
Oh, text me.
yeah, yeah,
Text me the login.
but it's the Game of Thrones like prequel.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yes. I remember you. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like I think it's like in between Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. It's like in between that. But yeah, it's got 93 on Rotten Tomatoes, it looks like. Um, it's been really fun. It's funny because it's still airing. So it's on episode like 5 or 6 maybe. And I was like, oh, this is like a fun tone. It's a nice change of pace. And then there's an episode where I'm like, oh, this is Game of Thrones.
Right.
This
It's
is Game of Thrones.
like the Red Wedding, maybe, or something like.
Kind of, yeah. It's very gory. Yeah, very gory.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, well, we can get to your last show here, but you just said gory. I watched a movie with Dad, and it was called Becky. Have you heard of the movie Becky on Netflix? Is this movie where Kevin James from King of Queens, Kevin James, and from Grown Ups, Kevin James, and from Hitch, Kevin James, that same Kevin James, he plays an inmate that escapes prison and is a Nazi. That yeah, he has it tattooed on the back of his head. He's got the swastika on the back of his head. And you mentioned gory. That's why I brought this up. It is gory as all shit. And Joel McHale is the father. He's the father of Becky and has a new girlfriend after his wife died. And so Becky is very upset that she's not her mom, right? And they go to this cabin house, and that's the same, I guess, house where Kevin James and his brotherhood, his Nazi brotherhood, have in the basement the key to some Nazi treasure, and they need to get to it. And it turns into the most violent kind of Home Alone at a lake house, if that makes sense, where Becky is defending she's trying to survive. She's trying to defend the house and save her family. But she gets into some hijinks, but it is a wild, gory hijinks. Yeah. Right. It's a wild kind of gory movie. So watch that. That was a real doozy. It was kind of shocking to see Kevin James in a role. He did a pretty good job, but
good for him. Good for him. Yeah. For Kevin.
He played a believable Nazi, you know?
Oh my God. Yeah. Sure. I'm still waiting for Scrubs is my thing. I'm very excited. It's killing me though, because Scrubs and Survivor are both coming out, and I want to binge both series, for the revival.
It's in
though. This is not a good headline I'm looking up, Alex.
No.
On Variety. Do you know Variety?
Oh yes, the publication, sure.
This headline, as of, oh God, this was today. Alex?
Oh, what? What is it? What happened?
The headline says, "The Scrubs revival is millennial cringe."
Oh no! So we'll love it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I guess they're just doing a bunch of callbacks. I assume. I don't really know.
I mean, the show is for millennials anyway. I mean, it's for millennials, right? I'm sure another generation that didn't experience the joy of Scrubs as it came out wouldn't appreciate it as much.
Oh,
I did see. Did you see there's a new season of Peaky Blinders coming out, Jake? I didn't know that when I was watching.
What?
Yeah. It's coming out. Cillian Murphy signed up. Mr. Cillian Murphy himself has signed up. And
my guy. My guy. We didn't get that on the pod, did we? That whole Cillian conversation?
No, I don't think so.
My guy Cillian, we had, after we got engaged, we had really good friends of ours, Jamie and Erica, treated us to dinner, and really sweet, really nice. Yeah, really, really nice. I guess they had someone do it for them, so they wanted to do it to someone else, which is why we then did it for Ken and Cass. So it's a fun little thing. But the restaurant we went to was this really nice one. It's in LA. It was called Mother Wolf, and swanky little spot. Really nice, really huge, high, tall ceilings, And we went there, and this was a couple years ago, right when we had gotten engaged. And it was when Oppenheimer was in
Oh
theaters. It was
yeah,
with
yeah. Yeah,
Barbieheimer or whatever.
yeah, I remember that. That was a big couple weekends, I think, of for the movie theater
Yeah.
industry there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was big. And anyway, we go out to this dinner, and Cillian Murphy was at the booth behind us.
No
So
way. Oh, that's right. He's
yeah,
your guy. Yeah, he's your guy.
yeah. And so we had a lot of, people walking by and doing like a double take, but we would catch the double take as they're
Oh,
looking
like it was at
back.
you, kind of, because he's behind you.
Yeah, because they would go past the table behind us and then make it
Uh
to where we were. And then they go, is that Cillian Murphy? And then they kind of turn back around.
huh.
So we saw a
Yeah.
lot of people like looking over us,
Yeah.
but it's a classic celebrity sighting though. He was shorter than I thought. But
Really? Shorter than
otherwise,
you? Shorter than us? Was he shorter than us?
I don't know. I was sitting down when he walked by.
Jake, I need to know
So
this. I just watched Peaky Blinders, and he really had a presence in that show, and he felt like he was like 6'2", 6'1", is what his presence on the show felt like,
yeah,
and how they shot him.
I think. Let's see. Cillian Murphy. Yeah, no, 5'8", 5'9".
5'8", 5. He's a Tom Cruise type.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yep. $165.
Man. When
I
you think you
know.
know somebody.
Classic movie star, though. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Classic movie star. Right.
I wouldn't have guessed that. That's just surprising to me. Nothing wrong. I kind of like him more now, actually. It just surprises me, though.
He packs a punch, He packs a punch.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We'll have to see. We're getting right up into the point where Survivor's finally going to come back. I'm going to be pumped for that. And then it looks like Scrubs is the 28th. So a week and a half.
Yeah.
So that'll be both of those. We'll have to start really chatting about, see how they're doing.
I'll have to get some Scrubs going. I'll have to get caught up on that. Peaky Blinders, maybe you get caught up on that. No, I can't add another thing to your plate. Well,
sure, why not?
You're just trying to move across the country and see as many friends as possible, and you have 2 other long series shows that you need to catch up on. So I'll just throw another one on your plate. No problem.
What's a Peaky Blinder? Nothing. Nothing.
And March Madness, like you said earlier, we got March Madness coming up. So we'll in future shows we'll have maybe some March Madness fun. I don't know if we're gonna
maybe we do a little bracket action. We got to do
about a bracket. Huh? Well, bracket of the basketball, but we do a bracket of the shows that we're watching of some kind. You know what I mean? Or a bracket of
that's a lot of shows.
Foods, or brackets of gas station foods that you guys came across during the trip. You know what I mean? Or
I see. Yeah,
gas station jerky, like the bracket. Okay, well, we love the teriyaki, and it's going to make it out of the first round, but we do not like the Jack's Links, or something.
If you're still hanging on and you're still listening to the end of this pod, I would love any recommendations on the Instagram of like road trip songs. I would love to see now I do have that playlist, Alex. Do you know the road tripping? You know it.
Oh,
you've added to it.
Of course I know. You and I have been using that for years. Yeah.
Maybe I can add some of the listeners, whoever, if they want to add some road tripping songs, that could be pretty fun. But
I think
I hit everything we wanted to. Is there anything else I missed? Anything that's you want to tag on here? Are we good? You feeling good?
I think that was about it. I feel good. Yeah.
Look at us. Look at us. We did it.
We went yard.
Quicken. We went yard.
We went yard.
Well, this will be a fun one. Well, I'll end it on that. We went yard.
We went yard. Thanks for listening. Love you, brother.
Great to see you, brother. Love you. See ya.
Bye.